This is the region where we are getting the inbound and the outbound winds that are telling us that this is at least a funnel cloud,
And Skip, it looks like the danger is now out of Pitt County. Aside from just some heavy rainfall, it looks like the rotation is north now, out of Pitt into Martin County.
Exactly.
If they do, we could be in trouble. And that's why we're going to stay here and we're going to watch. It looks like all of them are kind of staying in that consolidated line, but we have so much of that energy and instability that's over places like Onslow County, Jones County, Craven County that we're going to be keeping an eye on it. So we just got a hold of the Bertie EMS director, Mitch Cooper. He says no reports of damage yet. He says he's driving around, it's rainy, it's cloudy, but he hasn't even seen any rotation. And Martin EMS dispatchers say no reports of damage either. Pitt EMS director Noel Lee says no reports of damage. So all three counties so far, no damage. Really far east for places like Beaufort County, we're starting to see rain just north of Cove City. And that's really interesting because this entire line had been held together pretty sustainably for the past few hours, but now it looks like that rain-cooled air is just taking over and starting to push the storms out, which should weaken them. We also kind of want to show you this storm here to the south. I know it's a little bit out of our viewing area. It's just going to sweep to the north of Kenansville. If you live in Kenansville, Duplin County, especially in the northwestern portion of Duplin County, stay inside because just to the north of you, we have another storm all by itself. And this one is spinning right near McCullen, Bearskin, Piney Green, just past Piney Green. And this one actually has more of that telltale pendant echo signature. And if we take a look at the velocities, we were noticing this earlier, you might say, hey, that's all green. I'm not seeing the couplet that you guys are talking about. Well, it's there, but it's very tight. And good news, it looks like it's starting to weaken. But there's that circulation. Actually, it's much weaker, Jonathan, than what we were seeing earlier.
Yeah, we were seeing it earlier, and it was pretty tight.
And usually when you see a really small section where you have the reds and greens right next to each other, instead of those broad circulations like we've been seeing with some of these other storms, it's more indicative of a tornado actually on the ground. So, looks like this one's losing some of its circulation. Yes, Skip.
Leave that right there.
No, sorry.
Let's go back into that.
I'll get you right back.
I'll alert our director that we're getting ready to go back into chroma key here. We've been talking about these tornadoes during the course of the day today and how sometimes we get pictures of tornadoes and sometimes we don't. This is one of those where we would be able